mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Assets Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
You've got used to one segment of Good Takes in the morning, but now there's a full show of Good Takes at night. Welcome into Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in, Raff's Good Take on Sports. Harrison Arns only ones and two. Sorry, Raff, I chuckled there for everyone listening on the airways there, except for my own camera on screen. I am Harrison Arns. That is Chris Raff. Appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys are welcome to join in. 402-464-5685, starting him in text line. Chris Raff, how's it going? February 26th.
It's going pretty good. No complaints here. Excuse me. It feels like I am hitting update on the Twitter machine every 2 seconds to try and get updates of the Nebraska softball game. We got a classic going on right now. 10th inning, I believe, bottom of the 10th inning, I believe they're in now. So
what's the score? I've been going back. I was looking at the softball social media page on Twitter or on X, and there's some highlights in there. It looks back and forth though. What's it currently sitting at?
1-1.
Sounds about right. That's a pitcher's duel right there.
Yeah, we've had a few defensive gems. We had a thievery at the wall. We had a girl get thrown out at the plate. I mean, it's a classic going on with the Oklahoma State. I guess are they called the Cowgirls or the Pokes? I don't know what, I forgot what the girls are called. The Oklahoma State girls. I don't think they'd be called the Cowgirls.
No, I think it was the same. I don't know what they call them different. Cowgirls. Yeah, no, that's right.
They're the Cowgirls. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and Nick Wyman also confirmed it's the Cowgirls.
It is the Cowgirls. Okay, I wasn't sure if they had a different name or if they were the Cowgirls. So yeah, they got a classic going on down there right now. And then I just saw, I don't know if you've seen this yet. I know you're a big NBA basketball aficionado. March 3rd, NBC, Bob Costas returns, calling a game with Doug Collins. I believe he was the czar of the telestrator. Was Doug listeners help me out? I believe that was Doug Collins' nickname when him and Bob Costas. So it's going to be flashback to the 1990s, which I kind of wondered if that might happen because they announced earlier this week that Bob Costas was returning back to NBC to work the pregame show for Major League Baseball, Sunday Night Baseball. So I guess NBC's like, hey, since you're here and in the door, how about taking over the mic for a NBA basketball game, kind of a throwback to the 90s?
Yeah, it'd be super cool. I'll be honest, it doesn't like move the needle for me a ton, although it is a cool feature that I'll acknowledge and enjoy in real time. But I don't know, just kind of cool homage. I didn't really think much of it until you brought it up now, and I did not see that get announced. So that is a little bit of breaking news to me, Raff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. I think I will actually watch an NBA basketball game this year.
At what point did you stop watching NBA, or was there never a period where you actively did?
When I stopped watching NBA basketball would have been probably the last game that I watched a complete game was Kobe Bryant's 50-point game. Or was it 60 points?
60 versus the Utah Jazz.
Yep, his final game was the final complete game that I watched of NBA basketball.
Raff, I won't deny it. I got teary-eyed during that game. My whole family, they were such big Kobe Bryant fans, and I was too. I was even like a little bit of a partial Laker fan for a while there, just because Kobe Bryant was like such an awesome player, and man, That game, when that retirement, and then for him to drop 60, and I know he took a lot of shots doing it, but he was clutch of the fourth when it mattered most. And then they end up pulling the game out and winning it. Yeah, that I feel like that was a game for a lot of people when things kind of changed, and some of it was Kobe Bryant maybe felt like one of those guys who was willing to just put it all on the court, even at the cost of his own, longevity in the game. If everyone remembers how packaged up and iced he was those last few seasons in particular. And then you kind of go into this different era, and it felt like we'd lost it. I will say, though, Victor Wembanyama might be bringing it back. I don't know if you watched the All-Star game with him, but Victor Wembanyama, as soon as tip-off went, he made it a game where he wasn't going to be, if you're going to give him the open dunk, he's going to take it every single time until you stopped him. And so maybe some of that's coming back, but I don't know. Does the NBA excite you now with some of the new faces, or is your generation just kind of lost? Because my parents, I can tell you, they don't care a lick for the NBA anymore today.
Yeah, right now, I would say I'm in the lost zone of it. I thought maybe, towards LeBron being the end of his career, maybe that attention grabber. Like, I remember when Michael Jordan came back and played for the Washington Wizards. Yeah, the Wizards. It was kind of like must-watch basketball there for a little while, just to see him and see what. I remember that All-Star game was big. He came down and they thought he hit the game-winning shot. Did you ever hear that story?
With Jordan with the game winner at an All-Star game?
Yes. So his final All-Star game, he got voted in. That was the year he played for the Washington Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at the All-Star game. And he comes down and he hits what they thought supposedly was the game-winning shot. And people were yelling and screaming, just end the game, just end the game, end the game. This is the perfect way to end it. Michael Jordan, game-winning shot in the All-Star game. Well, they come down the court. Of course, Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant has the ball, gets fouled. So he goes to the line. If he makes both free throws, they win the game. And I forgot which player a player was telling Kobe to let Kobe know, miss the shots. Let
Kobe's
Michael
not gonna miss.
He said Kobe looked over at him and gave a look of like, yeah, no way, and promptly stepped up and buried both free throws, and Kobe Bryant's team won the All-Star game. But it was so funny because it was like the perfect storybook ending. Michael Jordan comes down, hits the jumper. You're like, wow, this is, it's going out the same way that he finished with the Bulls. And then Kobe Bean Bryant said, nah, I don't think so. I am a competitor. I'm not going to miss intentionally. Stepped to the line, buried the two free throws. And that was kind of a very incomplete ending to an All-Star game, because you're just like, you had this storybook ending, but then it was kind of snuffed out by Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant.
That honestly, as time goes on, though, that story's even better, because at the real time, you might think like, oh man, Kobe Bryant's going to rain on this parade. But Kobe, that was kind of the handing of the torch before anyone really knew it. And Kobe Bryant continued to prove it. He admired Michael Jordan, so he has a chance to take down Michael Jordan and officially take over as the face of the NBA. And then it was obviously him, and then you get LeBron, and it's an argument to make between Steph Curry. Steph Curry stole a few years of being the face of the NBA. And I know there's a lot of LeBron fans LeBron, huge face in the NBA, don't get me wrong, but you can make an argument where Curry and LeBron kind of split it with that back and forth series with the Warriors and then with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But it was Michael, then Kobe, and then there was a clear 1-2. And then today it's a little bit different. I couldn't even tell you who the face of the league is, but no, that's an incredible story. And I'm not surprised by Kobe, the Bean Bryant's actions.
Yep. So here's the full report for the basketball game on March 3rd. NBC is bringing back its classic NBA coverage. Broadcast is March 3rd. It's Bob Costas, Doug Collins, and Mike Fratello call the Spurs versus 76ers. Prior to the game, there will be an NBA Showtime hosted by Hannah Storm, Isaiah Thomas, and PJ Carlesimo. So they're going vintage. They're going old school on this broadcast. I hope that they also bring back the old graphics. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, nostalgia works. Selling nostalgia always works. So this is a good idea. Like full way through. If you can sell nostalgia, package it up, which is what they're doing here. Even if the broadcast doesn't go great, it's going to draw numbers. People are going to watch.
Yeah, the only thing I guess they might have been able to is to try and bring back Marv Albert, but I guess that would be the only other guy. But anytime you can get a Bob Costas and Doug Collins and Mike Fratello together, I mean that's going to be a classic call. So it'll be fun to watch, and I think that'll probably be my return game to NBA basketball come March 3rd.
Should be. I mean, hey, at least you get to watch the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama is an alien. If you haven't really watched him play yet, there is just some crazy things going on in the NBA. The skill talent and just the bodies that you see in the league now are unstoppable. And the Spurs are serious contenders to go win a chip. Victor Wembanyama is that good already. And the 76ers, I think they're all right, but it'll be a fun matchup for all those. It's a good game to get people if you're going to try to garner interest back, like show them Victor Wembanyama and they might watch more.
Yeah. And then you bring back those classic people that you're going to get. I think you're going to get the viewership, people yearning for the past. And then the NBA, if Victor's going to be the face of the NBA, it sounds like, Anthony Edwards is saying, hey, take the reins there, young Victor. So if he's going to be the face of the NBA, I think this is the perfect way to do it. So yeah, I'm interested. It piqued my interest. It definitely piqued my interest when I saw Bob Costas returning back to NBC. I think that for me, I've always been a big Bob Costas fan. Goes way back to NFL 84. I mean, it's crazy. I remember stuff like that, but I am measured, but there could be some baseball viewing for me this year. We'll see what happens.
Well, there you go, Raff. Always time for different changes there.
Look at me. Life's about changes.
Amen to that. And that's why you're down there in Alabama. Speaking of which, well, not speaking of which on Alabama, Raff, plenty of things to get into. I know we didn't mean to get into an NBA segment there first, but you brought up the great Kobe Bean Bryant and Michael Jordan, two of the greatest to do it. Maybe both better than LeBron. I'll let the texters decide on that one. Chris Raff, where do you want to go?
Oh, we got to go with the news of the day. Nebraska women's flag football. They've got a head coach. They've got a associate head coach. They've got it all. They hired Liz Soares, I believe is her pronounce her last name. So Liz Soares will be the head coach, and Katie Soares will be the associate head coach for Nebraska. They're coming up from, I believe, Ottawa College in Kansas, where I believe they've collected 5 national championships and an 88-8 record. So they definitely are bringing some success in the flag football ranks. So I'm excited to see, how this develops for Nebraska, and, what type of powerhouse they can build on the flag football field.
Yeah, I wonder if we are just going to be a powerhouse in women's flag football. I mean, I think, are we the first Power 4 school to do it, or no? Are there others?
I think that Nebraska is the first Power 4 school. I could be wrong on that, listeners. Feel free to text us in, let us know, because I was wondering that tonight, like, what teams will they play? Because I believe the season starts in 2028, I believe is the opening season.
I think so, yeah. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's still a ways away.
And then I also was wondering tonight also is, where are some of the places that they're throwing around playing home football games? Like the one that comes to my mind right away is the Barb Himner soccer complex, but I'm not sure if flag football and soccer have the same season. I think that would be a perfect place if they play in different seasons. I think that would be a cool location for home flag football games there at the complex there.
Yeah, so Nebraska is now the first Power 4 school to add women's flag football as a varsity sport. Of course, some of these have women's flag football, but they don't consider it one of their varsity sports. And they will not have their first competitive season until 2028. So they'll probably play games, scrimmage, and stuff, but it won't count towards anything until 2028. Then it's officially a varsity sport here at the University of Nebraska. And they came from the sisters came from Ottawa, Kansas.
Yep. Do we know when the flag football season is? It's so new, I guess they can like blaze their own. But is the fall the same for flag football season, or is it a spring sport where the weather would be a little bit nicer? I'm not sure where they would go there. If the new head coach,
spring sport.
It is a spring sport. Okay, so that opens up to where if they wanted to play their home games at the Hibner Sports Complex, that might be. I was thinking that that would probably be the place for it because you've already got, the soccer. Well, I believe the soccer field is what 110 yards long.
Yeah, it's wider and a little bit longer, I think.
And then so a flag football field, I assume it's 80 yards long. I know when we used to play flag football back in the day, the field used to be 80 yards, 40 and 40. So it would fit in there nicely. And then you have it not a, I believe that it holds a couple thousand, probably 4,000 people probably. And then you would also have the option, if it's something that grabs a lot of attention to where you could, bring in bleachers and, set them in the end zones and set them on the sides because you're going to have more room being that you're not probably have a wide a field is what you have for soccer.
Yeah, it's going to be curious. There's a lot of decisions where they decide to put that. I'm curious what the interest engagement's going to be as well. If people are going to want to watch that, I think we'll be pretty darn good considering we're going to be the biggest school with the best facilities, most likely to kind of get things rolling. I wonder where they have it. And then, will they charge? Will it be free admission? Kind of how they have tennis and some of the other sports set up.
And then I was wondering too, like,
where you can,
will it be sort of like tournament style then, or will it be like, will teams come in and just play one game? Like, like a basketball or football or, well, I guess basketball, football, baseball, they play 3-game series and stuff like that. Or will they have like tournament style? Like you'll bring in like 4 teams on a weekend and play like a round robin, or I'd be curious. I would love to just get the new head coach on the show. I'm going to work on that. That's my goal, I think.
It'd be cool. I have questions. I mean, that's for certain. I'm just curious.
I have a lot of questions. I know a buddy of mine, former Nebraska tight end Troy Hasselbrook. I know he's very involved with the flag football game up in Omaha. Might try bringing him on. Maybe he might have some more details because there's a lot of questions I have because I think that, flag football is one of those games where you could play probably 2 or 3 games a day because it's not the wear and tear. It's not really full contact tackle football. So yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff happening in the grand old city of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, and 5-time national champ, as the Go Big Red captain points out, our new head coach, Liz Sowers. So should be a lot of fun. Got a lot of experience. She's worked with NFL teams too, I know. So she's got more than enough background. And I just wonder about the growth of flag football as a whole. I know for the Olympics it's coming. For the women, it's getting more and more popular to have these flag football teams. And
I think it's going to take off. I think once the Olympics hits, it's really going to take. I mean, it already is taking off. You're seeing leagues developing. Nebraska offered the quarterback the first scholarship athlete that they offered, where Matt Rule went and offered her the scholarship. She's a top-notch flag football quarterback. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting just to see, how it does take off, because I think the sport of flag football is really picking up a lot of steam. And then when you have the Olympics and you're going to have players playing in the Olympics, you have Rajon Rondo starting at quarter, possibly. But so, yeah, I'm curious to see how the sport takes off at the university and how it, I guess, how it competes, for a fan base, because, you have your spring sports already, softball, gymnastics. So there's going to be some competitions out there for attendance, but it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. And it's also going to be interesting to see which of the Power 4 teams adopt and bring in teams, like what they're looking, because I'm guessing that there's some, where you have your outline of like, okay, this is what probably might happen, to see which teams, bring on flag football teams. And I think that the Olympics will be a huge in basically finding those teams, because you're going to have athletic directors watch the Olympics and be like, hey, we could bring on a flag football team. So it'll be fun to see how that begins. And then I also wonder, like the inaugural flag football game, I mean, do you play it at Memorial Stadium and bring out all the bells and whistles? I don't think it would be sustainable to play every single game there, but maybe the first game, official game of Nebraska flag football, you play at Memorial Stadium, fire up Husker Vision, and just bring out all the bells and whistles just to grab the attention.
We're good at that, getting all the bells and whistles together to throw some big parties and celebrate our athletics here. Before we wrap up this segment, I should say, bad news, Chris Raff. Oklahoma State in softball gets it won over the Nebraska Huskers in a walk-off in the 11th inning.
Season's over. Put your bat, spikes, and gloves away. It's all it happens. I'd say sometimes you lose games early in the year. I'd much rather lose them earlier in the year than late in the year. So nothing to shake your head at. I believe like Oklahoma State was in the top 22, so it's not like they're a pushover team. So time to regroup and come back. I'm assuming they play again tomorrow because I believe the tournament is switching between Stillwater and Tulsa, where they're playing games out this weekend. So they'll be fine.
I mean, it's not a bad team. It's a very solid team. But they next coming up here, at tomorrow, Stillwater again. They got South Dakota State, and then they got Tulsa, Oklahoma versus Tulsa, and then they're back in Stillwater where they play Oklahoma State twice, and then March 5th they're finally back in Lincoln, where we'll get to watch them here at our own field. So, but I'll tell you what. I mean, they're sitting there. What is their record now? 11-5, counting this loss. And you go look at the 16 teams they've played so far, the 16 games they've had. You'll take that. That was a gauntlet to start out the season. And it's not like you lost to Oklahoma State because you're just sloppy. Maybe the batting. I'd have to go back and actually watch the game and figure it out. But to me, it seems like just a bad day batting.
You're gonna have a couple more shots at them this weekend. So
yeah,
be just fine.
Oh, yeah. Same thing with Husker baseball. You know,
they're in Alabama this weekend. Auburn.
Mm-hmm. They're kicking off with Ty Horn. He'll get things going for him, but they're in a good spot too. The men's team, I'm not sure what their floor or ceiling is yet. With the women's team, I feel like I know.
Yeah.
This kind of felt like their floor, which that's not bad. Like you almost beat a good Oklahoma State team, which arguably playing a pretty bad game in your own terms. Their ceiling is their national championship team. The men's team, I don't know. Their floor is.
You'll find out some more this weekend because Auburn, I believe, they're a top 10 rated baseball team. So
number 7 in the country. Yeah.
So you're definitely going to learn some more about Nebraska baseball being on the road. So these games are big early in the year, especially for when it comes to assignment of regionals and stuff like that, because you're going to look back at those power rankings of those games early in the year, being that the Big Ten is not really synonymous with the strong baseball conference. So these early season games and the victories that they can pull out against these teams will be huge in the long run.
Yeah. And it's, this stuff goes by in a blink of an eye. Like we'll be in conference play before we know it. And your point, especially for the men's side, like these non-conference games are really big deal because you need that kind of firepower if you want to get yourself in a regional without having to win the Big Ten tournament. You go win the Big Ten tournament, great. That takes care of business. But if you're, struggle, limp into the Big Ten tournament, and then you also perform poorly there, I mean, your window's up. No one's going to look at your conference schedule and feel bad for you. Unlike, if you're in the ACC or even SEC. So I think they're aware of that. I think that's obviously why they schedule stuff as they do early. And they've came out pretty even. They've got some good wins, some tough losses. You look at the Kansas State, Louisville, like is that, got your kind of floor where you're hovering around those teams, but is your ceiling good enough to where you're taking down Florida State 10-1? It's trying to find that consistency is where they're at. But at least both teams have shown signs that they can definitely be capable of not just making it to regionals, but arguably super regionals for the women, certainly the World Series in itself. Chris Raff, we are up to the clock. What do you want to tee up here for segment number 2?
I think segment number 2, we need to talk some NFL football. We've had some news and notes over the last couple of days, and then also they got the locker room rankings, so we can look and see how our Bears and Broncos ranked in the locker room rankings when we come back.
Also take a peek at some of the teams that didn't do so hot, because that's always fun to do, to see who's hurting worse than us. And for you and me, it's actually been pretty good. But in years prior, no, I try to find teams with the lower rankings just to make my Chicago Bears feel a little bit better. Don't go anywhere. We'll do that next. NFL, the NFL Players Association leaked some of those team rankings, even though that was illegal. We'll talk about that on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Chris Raff's Good Take on Sports.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
If you're a farmer, you need to hear this game-changing news about crop insurance. It's now possible to protect up to 95% of your farm's revenue, not at the county level, but down to your individual fields. At Trados, we help farms design protection that works with their marketing plan, not in isolation. The key isn't buying another product. It's understanding how coverage, grain marketing, and your operation work together. As hail and wind rates continue to increase, now's the time to ask better questions. Call us today or visit gotrados.com to start protecting 95%. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trados, ingrained in your success.
Stop into Zollner Ford Beatrice for Truck Month. Check out 0% financing with approved credit on all F-150s excluding Raptor. Or save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select 2025 SDX and XLT models in stock. Check out many service specials as well. $20 rebate on the Works package or up to $50 off new brakes and rotors. Maverick, Ranger, Super Duty, F-150 or Bronco. It's Truck Month at Zollner Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Are you looking for a fresh new hangout spot? Let me tell you about Liquid Asset Sports Bar, where Mondays mean new weekly drink and food features. With 23 taps, a full lineup of cans and bottles, and 40 TVs blasting every sports package out there, you'll never worry about missing a play. Savor high-end spirits at their stylish top-shelf bar, enjoy a healthy menu, family-friendly atmosphere, and catch all of your favorite teams every day. Doors open daily at 11 a.m. Liquid Asset Sports Bar, located at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln. Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Dio Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Dio Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diotech online at diotech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5120.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket, with all the good takes you need. Here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. Let's talk some NFL report cards from the Players Association that these owners, Woody Johnson in particular, really does not appreciate. I think this was banned, correct, Raff? Someone ended up leaking it.
Yes.
How we're getting it.
Yeah, and I don't understand why they would do that. I think you got to take accountability, and I think that putting up those grades, I think that gives, or that makes the team, opens up their eyes a little bit to what these players are working with. I mean, each player every year, they go through tryouts and you see how they perform, and then they're cut, or they make the team, or they're released or traded. I think these NFL teams, I think these report cards should be, broadcasted, because it shows the lowlights of some of these teams and what they need to do to improve. I mean, it's not like there's not enough money going around the NFL right now to where teams can't make improvements, to make it at least up to par with the rest of the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, for some of these teams too, it's like, hey, you get some taxpayer money for a lot of the stuff you do. Like, if you're ranking in a lot of F's and D's and like you're using public money, then that's not okay. If you're getting the money, you should use it appropriately. And I don't know who's all behind it. Obviously, some owners. I know Woody Johnson, the New York Jets owner, is a guy that I reference because he's very adamant. Yeah, go figure, right? Like, and now the reason why I know these guys, I think why they agreed to have it, not be open to the public anymore, was not because what they say is, well, it's inaccurate. The rules, they don't make perfect sense. It's not a good full representation. Well, instead of fixing that, they just ban it. So that's how I know they don't really care. They're just using that as an excuse to get rid of the whole thing. At least that's my opinion. That's the way I see it. But if you really believed it was a good thing, you would have been like, all right, let's just tweak the way we vote on this, and then we'll keep doing it. No, they just said outright ban it. It gets leaked anyways, and I think you're right. It's good to know, especially if you're a veteran player and you're going to be, going to the next city, and then you see they got an F for taking care of friends and family.
Yeah.
That stuff kind of matters. Like, you want those guys being taken care of. It's your last year, and if they're not going to have tickets and stuff available for your family, and you're on like a farewell tour, that stuff matters to players.
Well, if you're a free agent, you're looking at a new city. I mean, all that stuff matters, and it's just like they should put the grades up. Like, I looked at the Broncos grades, and I assumed with their ownership, the Broncos grades would be really high. The one grade that they did not do high in was the locker room at the stadium. And I was just sitting there going, okay, if you're the Pinner family, the owners of the Broncos, either you're saying, hold up for, a couple years till we get the new stadium and you'll have the Taj Mahal of home team locker rooms, or knowing what the Pinners have done so far with the Broncos and replacing the turf and, all the improvements that they made on the stadium or on the practice facility, it would not surprise me tomorrow if there was a construction crew going into the locker room in Power Field to remodel the home team locker room, just because that's the type of ownership they are, that they don't want that blemish on their record. I think combined all the Broncos grades out of a 4.0 GPA would have had a 3.55 GPA, which that's pretty decent. That's on a roll right there. So, but I know that D for locker room, that sticks out in their eyes. So it would not surprise me one bit if the Broncos have a new locker room in Power Field next year.
Yeah, they got an overall rank of 10 out of all these 32 teams in the NFL. And you're right, that was the only one. Treatment of families was a B. Home game field A. Field dining area A. Nutritionist, dietitian B+. Locker room, the only bad one on there, D. Training room A-. Training staff A. Weight room A. Strength coaches A. Position coaches B. Offensive defensive coordinator both got A's. Special teams coordinator A-. Team travel A-. Head coach B. General manager A. And you'll love this one. Team ownership A+, which is a great one to have. That at the very top, everyone feels really comfortable with where they're going. If you guys want your teams read 402-464-5685. I won't mind going some of these other teams on here. And for reference,
how the Bears do.
my Chicago Bears, not too far away. We ranked 13th overall, pretty close to where your Broncos did. Treatment of families, C+. Home game field, C. I'm surprised the field's not worse. C, we'll take that. Soldier Field isn't the best looking field at times. Food and dining area, B. Nutritionist, dietitian, A. Locker room, B+. Training room, B. Training staff, B. Weight room, A. Strength coaches, A-. Position coaches, B-. Offensive coordinator, A-. Defensive coordinator, C+. Special teams coordinator, B-. Team travel, B+. Head coach, A. General manager, A-. Team ownership, A-. So all pretty good. You like to hear that?
Not bad.
You want to hear a bad one?
Yes, I love bad ones.
All right. You can probably take a guess, but give me a team.
Well, we already spoke about the Jets. I would assume that'd be pretty low. Let's go
with the New York Jets.
Let's go with they're not a bad team, but they've always been notoriously a little bit stingy with the money. Let's go Cincinnati Bengals.
Great poll, Raff, because they ranked 28th out of 32, towards the bottom. Treatment of families, F-. Home game field, D-. Food dining area, F-. So not only is it tough to get your family there, then you apparently just serve them, whatever's in the pantry because your food and dining in F-. Nutritionist, dietitianist, F. Locker room, A-. Training room, A-. Training staff, A-. Weight room, A-. Strength coaches, A. Position coaches, all the coaches, coordinators, A+, B-. They get killed on the treatment of families, the food, dining, the nutrition, and then the team ownership, D+, general manager, C, team travel, C-, head coach, A-.
What was the weight room again?
The weight room, A-.
A-. Okay, so I always remember Dave Remington telling the story when he got drafted by the Bengals. I mean, this is back in 84, of course, or 83 season. He said he went from the Taj Mahal of Nebraska football, Boyd Epley's locker or weight room, and he went to Cincinnati. Who was like, what is this? So at least they made the improvements over the years to get their weight room, up to, A. I mean, that's nice.
We got a text in here. How about the Raiders or Browns? Let's go with the Browns. They ranked 30th overall when it came to these report cards. Treatment of families, D-. Home game field, B-. Food dining area, D+. Nutritionist, dietitian, C+. Locker room, F. Training room, C. Training staff, C+. Weight room, B+. Strength coaches, position coaches both get B's. Offensive coordinator gets a D+. The defensive coordinator gets an A-. The special teams coordinator gets a D. So the player said nobody's worth a salt except for some of the position coaches and the defensive coordinator. Team travel, D-. Head coach, C-. General manager, C. Ownership, C. Overall rank of 30. There's not, the only bright spot was defensive coordinator got an A-. That was your only A. And then you had some B's for your position coaches and weight room.
And you got rid of your head coach. So he's no longer there. So that solved that C- there. So yeah, it's how were the Raiders? Were the Raiders pretty up there? I figure with the new stadium and new facilities in Las Vegas, they should be pretty up there, I would think, on training room and weight room and stuff like that.
They're sitting there really pretty. Yeah. 6th overall ranking. Pretty much all A's. I'll just read the low spots. Offensive coordinator, who's no longer there, F. No surprises there. Head coach, C+. No longer there. Special teams coordinator, C-. Position coaches, C+. Pretty much A's across the board, except for their coaches, where you get in some C's and then you get an F with the offensive coordinator.
Who is the number one team?
That is a good question. I think it was the Dolphins. Let me double check. Miami Dolphins always rank good. I don't know what Miami does better than everybody else. Miami was number one.
Dang. All
A's. The only B's were a B for the head coach, a B for the special teams coordinator, and a B+ for treatment of families.
Man, those are some high scores. But I mean, that right there, that bodes well for Halfley down in Miami, trying to attract free agents, as you can be like, hey, look, this is this is the way you're treated if you're a free agent, wanting to come play for us. And that's got to be one of his selling things that he's going to have to use in free agency this year, because you're not going to be able to lean into, we've got a solid quarterback or solid, starting anew. You've got to use anything possible to get free agents to come visit and come sign with Miami. And that report card is going to be huge, I think, going in the means of trying to sign players.
Well, they usually do pretty well. So I think they do a good job attracting players, because I want to say historically the report cards are usually pretty clean.
Yeah.
The team that was dead last surprised me, Raff. And you maybe need to talk to your guy about it. Do you know who the team who got dead last is?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers. I was taken aback. Is that supposed to be not shocking? I was kind of surprised how, when you really get into the grades, like it's bad everywhere according to all the voters.
I think maybe a little bit that plays into that is, I believe the Steelers and the Pittsburgh football team, the college football team, share the same facility. And that might play into it a little bit. And then, you look over the Steelers over the years. I mean, Heinz Field's getting up there a little, not Heinz Field, Accenture Field or whatever they call it.
Home game field, they gave it an F-.
Yeah. Well, the field usually is pretty horrible. So that doesn't surprise me. What did they give the head coach? I'm just curious what they gave Tomlin.
A.
Okay, so that's offense coordinator. AD, you'll love this one.
B+.
A what?
B+.
Wow.
Because you went south on a lot of other categories.
Man, that surprises me. I thought for sure it'd be like a C- or a D.
Defensive coordinator got a C. Special teams coordinator got an A-. Yep, those are the coaches and head coach.
That's wild, being that the defense was kind of like the stalwart of their team. I figured he'd have an A or a B+. So other than the field, what else was there really low grades?
I'll give you the rough one. So treatment of families was an F. I said the home game field got an F-. Locker room, F-. Training room, C. General manager, C+. Team travel, F. Team ownership, D-. And then the rest are low Bs.
Okay, so I've just had a vision right now. What if you gave all the Nebraska players a report card? I would be so curious to see what the grading of Nebraska would be.
Well, let's do it right now. Like with what we know of, we won't go into all the categories, of course, but we can kind of highlight treatment of families. How do you think Nebraska handles that part?
Treatment of families. I'm going to go B.
I'm going to say, B+, maybe. I feel like we do a good job honoring a lot of the former members. Home game field, just the field.
Just the field. I'm going to go B again.
Yeah, new turf, B. It's not like bad turf. It's turf, but
I think when you get the real turf, the real grass in there, it'll move up to a B+ or an A. Yeah,
I think so. Food and dining area, it's got to be A+ with the training table. I think that's brand spanking new.
I agree there.
Nutritionist, dietitian, same thing. B+, A-, A, somewhere between there.
Yep.
Locker room,
A, because they just got the brand new locker room with the new facility. Yep.
These questions will get more interesting as we go down here. Training room, probably A+.
A, yep.
Weight room, A.
Yeah.
Strength coaches, what do you think?
C-.
Okay. I think I'm anywhere between like a B- and a C myself.
I feel like they've changed everything this year. So apparently something wasn't right. So I'd have to go, average or below average on that.
Yep, I'm with you. Position coaches.
Oh, well,
I'm going to say C because a lot of them they're not here anymore. So
I think you have to go C across the board. I would think.
Offensive coordinator. This is kind of tough.
C+.
Yeah. C. I think C is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator, which would have been John Butler.
Probably a C, probably.
C minus is kind of where I'm at.
Yep.
Special teams coordinator, Mike Eckler, who's no longer here.
B or B plus. Probably a B. I'd say B.
Go an A minus. He fixed a disaster. Team travel.
Oh, well, if I had a Lincoln Airport, I'm going A. Lincoln Airport.
I'm going to go A because you're in the Big Ten and you got it better than just about everybody else. Like, you don't have to go from Rutgers to UCLA.
Yeah.
At least you're in the middle of the country. And noticing the videos they put up, they wouldn't put the guys pulling up in all these airlines if they're getting into crappy airlines. I think the travel's pretty good for them.
And they always fly out of Lincoln, too, so that's huge, too. It's just a quick little
convenient
7-minute drive.
Head coach.
I'm gonna have to probably a C or a C minus, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just gonna say maybe. General manager.
Oh man.
Which would be Pat Stewart, basically, right?
Yeah, he was here last year, so Pat Stewart. It would have been Sean Patton before that. I probably a C.
Yeah, I'm gonna go C as well. I mean, we got some new faces, didn't quite turn out. Rocco Spindler, and I mean, there's a few. I don't want to say it's terrible, so I'll go like
Pritchett will be huge. So you definitely can make your money here this year, especially this year. Being that the people we brought in weren't exactly the highest on the lists, but if say Calandria shows out, Pritchett continues to progress, and then your linebackers that you brought in, Chambliss and those guys. So you have there's a good chance general manager grade could go up considerably this year.
Final one. I don't know how you do this. Ownership, team ownership.
I'm gonna say B or a C plus, maybe.
I mean, who do we call on the ownership? Like the president, us, the taxpayers? Because technically it's a public university, so I don't know. Does that fall on us?
Oh, I think after the Bill Moose book, I think there's probably a lot of people that think they have ownership in the football program. So hence why I gave it a B or maybe a C plus or a C.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Board of Regents that we're critiquing here.
Yeah, I think we're about average. When it comes to facilities and everything, I think we're all top of the line A plus, but then it always falls back, to like the coaching staff and things of that matter. I think it's average. I mean, that is what Nebraska football has been over the last, 2 years. I know we made it to 2. People are going to crucify me. I know we went to 2 bowl games. I get that. But for the most part, Nebraska football over the last 2 years has been average. If you're grading it on a scale compared to other football teams, it's been average. I know a lot of people always compare it to Scott Frost, but it's like, what does that do? That does nothing. You've got to compare yourself to the other teams throughout the country. And if you put Nebraska football up against other teams throughout the country, they're an average football team.
Yeah. I think it's the way I'll describe team ownership, the people around the football program who are at the top level above the head coach. I don't know, because apparently Pillin gets his hat in there too every now and then, which I'll never fully understand. But I'm going to go ahead and say C minus or D plus.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the cream of the crop here in Nebraska. It's been on a platter forever. Like, just get some momentum behind it. We put more resources into it than anything else. It's sold out. You don't really have to do much to sell it out. Like, everything's there for you. You just got to plug in the right things. And unfortunately, it has been the case here. So I think because you have a lot to work with and we haven't had results, I'll go like C minus. And then we did have unknown texter for the head coach. He gave it D plus. I don't even know what to grade Matt Rule. Again, I feel like my eyes have been opened a little bit I don't know what's dysfunctional, but I think there was a lot more just above that's dysfunctional. That's hard to necessarily pick apart. So I'm not going to like call any names or say, well, this is why.
I think you look at the record. I mean, the record, you are what they say you are, and it's an average record. So you get an average grade. I mean, that's the way you got to be. I mean, I know, like, I get so tired of people like, well, it's better than when Frost was here, but it's like, we're not playing against what Frost was here. We're playing against the rest of the country. The rest of the country, Nebraska's a 7-6 team. That's an average grade.
Yeah, no one's going to care. It's like that Frost was here before. Like, it's not going to add to your resume. You're absolutely right. We're competing against the rest of the country, not just Scott Frost's former teams here at Nebraska. With that being said, we do got to throw it to break. We're over the clock, but I wanted to get through that segment with the Husker football team. Don't go anywhere. Raff's good takes. We'll get his good take on the other side. 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for $199 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1007055. Previous service loaner. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 6,800 to assignee. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from the Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
When you or someone you know has been seriously injured and you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will fight for the justice you deserve in court to get the very best possible outcome. Trust the compassionate and hardworking attorneys at Liberty Law Group when you need an attorney in Nebraska or Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings, thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m. Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Need service? Call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Back to Raff's Good Take on Sports on 93.7 The Ticket. With all the good takes you need, here is your host, Chris Raff.
Welcome back in. Raff's Good Take on Sports, 93.7 The Ticket. Raff, what's your good take for February 26th?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take, sticking to the flag football theme that we've talked about tonight, goes out to the Capital Girls Flag Football League here in Lincoln, Nebraska. The league consists of 7th graders through high school. They practice at the Lincoln Sports Foundation at 4 p.m. on Thursdays. If you're interested in joining the league, you can go to the Malone Panthers athletic site, or you can also contact the Malone Center directly, and they could put you in contact with my guy Kwame there. And then they also are looking for head coaches also. So if you are interested in girls flag football, you definitely want to get in contact with them. So that's pretty cool stuff. So you guys are Raff's Good Take.
I like it. I'll shout out women's tennis. They're at home finally. So if you guys have been trying to watch women's tennis, you haven't been able to because they've been gone like it feels like every weekend for a while. It's free. You can go there. It's the Dillon Center. It is a free entry, and they do have beverages. So go out there. It's a great time. I just think not enough people have experienced it. Really fun. Free to get into. Easy to get in and out of. You don't have to worry about crazy parking or anything. And there's still drinks and everything else to do there. So if you want to start off your Saturday on a good, fun note, check them out. And as Raff's point as well, if you're interested in flag football, Raff, what was that again for the website?
The Capital Girls Flag Football League, the Malone Panthers athletic site, or you can contact the Malone Center and ask for Kwame.
There you go. If it tickles your fancy, go ahead and give them a ring and let them know you're interested in doing so. Otherwise, definitely go check out the women's tennis team. They've got some really solid talent in there. We just had Ray LD Coach. She's one of the women tennis players. Great athlete. She also has a couple shows here on 93.7 Tickets. So appreciate everybody listening. Don't go anywhere. Good morning, Pierce Snell. Up next.